Okay, I totally forgot about this poster. I can't believe I forgot about it. Vibes don't lie. They don't. So if you're getting kind of a feeling about somebody, you should trust that gut instinct that you have that that person's no bueno. And you should try to get away from that person. But if they're an eggshell person, and a lot of people are these days, that's what I call cluster B types. Cluster B personality disorders. That's antisocial, histrionic, narcissist, and borderline. Okay? You don't have to fit the exact diagnosis, but these people are really annoying if they're not dangerous. They're just really fucking obnoxious people to deal with. And unfortunately, we have so many of these types of people running around this shithole that we call the earth. And basically, I think that technology is just exacerbating these problems that we already had. And I do think that technology is creating those problems, especially in relation to neglect. So if you have parents that neglect you, and typically this is because of regular ass drugs or just shitty parenting in general, but now they're being encouraged to neglect their kids because they're too busy staring at their phone, playing on fucking, what's that, Candy Crush or Farmville, or it's like if they're not playing games or they're watching TV, they're scrolling on Instagram, drinking their ego smoothie, or bitching at people on Twitter, bitching at total strangers that live across the country or across the damn world about some political shit that's going to change in 7 minutes, okay? And they're not paying any attention to their kids. And it's just real sad to see. But yeah, vibes don't lie. So I got a vibe that technology was bad, and I try not to trust it. But it can be used for good. I know that it can be used for good. That is very possible. It's just that most people are not conscious enough to do that. Okay? But, yeah, if you get a really bad vibe from somebody, you probably shouldn't stick around to wait till they prove you right. You know? And I wish that I had taken that advice a long time ago. A lot of people say stupid shit like you're stereotyping. I listened to a black homosexual talk about this recently. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. I think his name's Omir something. I forgot his last name, but he talked about how all marketing is stereotyping, and that's very true. Very, very true. So they wouldn't be able to sell products if they didn't stereotype people. Okay? But whenever you talk about race, specifically the black race, then people have a problem with stereotypes. Even though black people love to stereotype white people, and other races too. It's just like I said in the last video, the whole thing about racism, it's all about blacks and whites. No other race. They try to lump the whole, all of these other races with the people of color, but most of them ain't falling for that shit because they don't want to be seen with black people. They don't want to, they don't want to be associated with them. So, yeah, I'm not a racist at all. I wouldn't be able to work in a restaurant if I was a fucking racist. That's really funny that people would call me that, all because they don't agree with the fact that I don't appreciate bad behavior, and I look at the violence in that community, and I go, that makes y'all look really bad. But, I know people that go to jail. I know people that have, their brother's in prison for murder. Okay, so, yeah. When you've actually met people like that, and you worked with a bunch of people that have been to prison because of stupid shit or because of violent behavior, dealing drugs, things like that, it's hard to deny that. So it's not just about stats. I have anecdotal evidence of just talking to people and asking them questions. And it's not because I'm judging them harshly and I just want to paint them in a particular light. It's like if you pay attention to human behavior, you'll notice patterns. And once you recognize those patterns, and you mention them, people that don't pay attention to that sort of thing are going to get real offended. Like when I notice that women don't like to take accountability for shit. And I notice that men that act just like women don't take accountability for shit. And I mention that. They don't like it. Everybody's a narcissist, I swear to God. But yeah, I think it's more of a social contagion than anything else. A lot of this mental illness that you see is a social contagion. So, yeah, vibes don't lie. You can get a vibe from a person, place, or thing. So I always got a vibe from America that this country's a big old lie. I always got a vibe from Donald Trump that he was a fraud. Now, I like the stuff that he says, though. I still love the way that he fucking talks. I don't care what anybody says. He does keep it real a lot of the time. More times than not, but he's definitely lied to everybody, but especially his fan base. And that what you see with a lot of these people that hate him, it's like they've been right. They've been right this whole time, but they're wrong about all this other shit. So, you know, I don't side with anybody. I don't even side with myself, okay? Because I'm wrong about stuff sometimes, and I don't always see everything, but I'm really, oh shit, they're fighting. Did you hear that? They're fighting. I have 2 cats and they hate each other. But, yeah, it's like a part of my brain is always fighting with another part of my brain. So I can't ever, like, be consistent about, political stuff. I am consistent about the things that I really, really believe in. Like, I've always believed in God. I've always believed in the spirit. I've always believed in, you know, chasing that part of yourself, that intuition, you know. And so a lot of the stuff that I believe in stems from that. But there's a lot of other things that I don't, like, I'm very skeptical about. You know, I don't trust authority figures. People that trust authority cannot be trusted. So, people have been very systemized. People have been very misled into going along with what doctors and nurses tell them. And they have the internet. It's amazing to me. They have the internet at their fingertips all the time. And yet they can't look stuff up that would benefit them. Like, they can't look stuff up that would actually make them a lot healthier. You know? This was crazy. I gotta go to bed soon, y'all. It's 1:19. I gotta go to bed. Let's see, I gotta set my alarm. Okay. But anyway, vibes don't lie. So yeah, my vibe about not trusting doctors and nurses and educators and people that trust those motherfuckers. TV people, politicians, sheep, okay? My vibe of not trusting those people was absolutely accurate. So, anyway, I would say that my vibe of not trusting smartphones is pretty accurate. And it's not because the smartphone itself is such a big deal. It's because most people are sheep and don't know how to use them right. And if that's the case, then they're only going to self-destruct. And so I know that I say this a lot. I know that I just reiterate this point over and over again. But I think at this point, it's impossible to deny that that's what's happened to our society. And so it's possible to break free, you guys. You know, like that Queen song. I want to break free. I've got to break free. I know I'll never be able to sing like Freddie, but we can try.